Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching this, whenever you're watching this. This is Tony G from Guitar Kitchen with episode 2 of my guitar blog. Today I'm going to share with you my very first real guitar, how I came about it, and a little bit of the history on it. But first I wanted to tell you that that opening jam was done on the Rowan beat loop with the external fill in and start stop button. I was playing my Michael Kelly 55 Ebony with the Seymour Duncan humbucker at the bridge, and it's my new favorite guitar. I just love that guitar. Alright, let's get started. This is it. This is the very first real guitar that I ever owned. It is a Lyle copy of the famous Gibson Dreadnought Hummingbird. The beautiful, beautiful cherry burst has sort of over years turned into more of a tobacco burst, but it's still in pretty good shape as far as playing goes. I've done a little work to it over the years just to keep it going, but it has a really rich, beautiful sound. It does have an issue right now that the guys from Stu Mac are helping me fix. They have some tools that'll do this, and so that's going to be what I do probably this spring to get this thing back in working order. But I don't know how well you can see that, but you know, the bridge is lifted up a little bit, and amazingly enough, it still stays in tune, and the intonation is still great. This guitar was made by the Matsumoto company in Japan. They made guitars they made the Lyle models between 1965 and 1972. This is often referred to as one of the lawsuit guitars, but the real story is that there wasn't a lawsuit against the Lyle company. The lawsuit really came against the Elger company, who was the parent company, American parent company of Ibanez, and it was over the shape of the headstock. So this has the traditional Gibson style open book, or some people in the South call this the Bible book top, and that's where the lawsuit was filed against Elger. It was eventually settled out of court, and everybody changed their headstocks. Epiphone, Ibanez, any of the guitars that the Matsumoto company was making, they all changed their headstocks to different styles. Most of them went with the Epiphone style headstock. And so when you see this guitar, and any guitar from this period, mid 20th century, referred to as the lawsuit guitar, it's really just a ploy, I think, to get you to pay a little bit more, as it's some kind of collector's item. Lyle made 33 different models of guitars, copying everything from a Telecaster and a Stratocaster to 335s, to SGs. They made bass guitars. There's two different 12-string versions of this. There's a 12-string version that has this style of bridge. There's a 12-string version that has the bridge that comes around the back side and connects down to the strap button. So they're not collectible in the sense of they're rare. They made thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of them in a short window of time before Norland purchased them, which was Gibson's parent company, and closed them down in 1972 or 73, somewhere in there. So they went on to make all kinds of guitars under different brands. Probably the most notable guitar that is collectible is Aria's from that period of time. Aria became just its own brand, and this company, Matsumoto, made these guitars for them. And they were also a component company. In the electric guitars, they made their own pickups, they made their own pots and switches. So at some point in the late 70s and early 80s, they were still making components for other main manufacturers that weren't Gibson and Fender. So that's kind of the story of the Lyle guitars. I'll put a link down below in the descriptions to the Wikipedia page, and then at the bottom of the Wikipedia page there's a nice little article from about 2008 or 2009 on this same company who's making these guitars, starting the Aria brand. It's a great read if you're into histories of guitars. So that's it. This is the guitar that I wrote hundreds and hundreds of songs on over the years. Anyway, if you ever see one of these somewhere for a decent price, buy it and I'll buy it from you. I'd really like to find another one that maybe have been sitting in a church choir loft somewhere, hidden over the years, that's in really great shape. But I'll give you the update when I get the bridge fixed. This is the only issue that it has, and it remarkably stays in tune, and the intonation is still great. So. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll put descriptions to all the magazine articles, the Wikipedia page on Lyle guitars, and don't forget to subscribe. Click the thumbs up, man. The thumbs up is super important for ratings and where this thing gets placed when you're searching for DIY guitar stuff or just general chatter about the guitar business. So until next time, episode 2 out. Peace, love, joy, and pizza.